Hello. Welcome to the inside edition of the Dray Way. Yeah, normally we're outside, but today's leaf blower day. And when I say leaf blowers, I don't know what it is, what's going on with these guys, but it seems like they stay in the same spot for hours. I thought leaf blowing, you're just supposed to walk along and they're in the same spot forever. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the inside edition. Yes, this is my 4th of July tree. If you guys don't know the story, it's a holiday tree. I have it up all year. And if you don't know that yet, you might as well know now. That's the 4th of July tree. The tree changes with the holidays. I know I'm yapping. We got a good show, so let's get started. Let's go! Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. Once again, the inside edition because it's just too noisy outside. Let me tell you a little bit about what we want to talk about today. At least I want to talk about today is using the military. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, what's going on in LA County is kind of strange. And it's kind of strange because it could be going on in red states, but it's not. You know, for example, there's millions of undocumented people in Texas. I don't see them doing any of this stuff that they're doing in LA County or in Chicago. If you notice, they're going to blue cities. They're going to blue areas. They're not going to red states. You don't see this happening in Florida. Miami, what? 1 out of every 3 people is undocumented in Miami? Texas? They're all over the place. They're everywhere. But no. ICE is grabbing people off of the streets in LA. Great idea. And they're pulling children and putting them in handcuffs. Yeah, what could possibly be wrong with that? You know, we were told, we're going after the criminals. We're going after the gang members and the murderers. Yeah, we're going after the criminals, the murderers. Yeah, I'm seeing children in handcuffs. Please tell me how that's going after the murderers. I don't get it. But in particular, we're sending in the Marines. Does anybody understand who the Marines are and what they do? Does anyone understand that? Because sending in the Marines to do what? What are the Marines going to do? First of all, their training it is not for this, for crowd control. That's not what the Marines do. That's not their thing. It's not. And I can give you the history of the Marines and show you it's not in crowd control. And we want to pretend that that's what they're going to do. They're going to protect federal buildings. Stop it. Just stop it. You don't send in the Marines to do what? What can they do? You want them to shoot civilians? Is that what you want them to do? Do you want them to protect federal buildings by shooting? Funny thing is, when people were attacking the Capitol, where were the Marines? Why didn't Donald Trump send in the Marines then? Isn't it kind of interesting that he's only sending in the Marines to LA County? To LA County. Do you guys have any idea how big LA County is? Do you know there's more people in LA County than 40 states? Than 40 states. Yeah, there's only 10 states, the entire states, that have more people than just LA County. So do you think it might take just some basic knowledge, just some smarts to go that perhaps we shouldn't throw gasoline on a lit match? Sending in the Marines, you think that's a good idea? You think that's going to solve issues and problems by sending in people that are trained to kill? That's literally what the Marines do. Yeah, they take positions and they kill. So tell me how this is to benefit the United States. And tell me this. How do we look around the rest of the world? How ridiculous do we look sending in our military against our own people? I feel like I'm in Nicaragua or Haiti or Cambodia. This is not the United States. This is not what happens in the United States. This is not what we do. But apparently this is what we do when we have leadership that has no clue what they're doing. Absolutely none. Has no idea what they're doing. And who's going to suffer? We are. And it's just not people suffering in LA County. All right? This is ruining, absolutely damaging and ruining our reputation around the world. Can you imagine how other countries are looking at us right now? They're saying, let me get this right. America, the land of the free, is sending in the Marines against their own people. So how is America ever going to have the high ground again? Ever? How is America ever going to go to another country and say, hey, you can't do this? They're going to be like, what are you talking about? You sent the Marines in against your own people. The Marines. You did that. Yeah. So we're the damage we're doing to our brand, to the brand that's the United States around the world. Because now everyone watches. I don't know if you know this or not, but everybody watches what goes on in the United States. Everybody knows what goes on in the United States. And China is sitting back and cracking up. You talk about our government? You think we're the bad guys? You're sending in the Marines against your people. You're sending in killers against your own people. Congratulations, United States. You surpassed everybody else around the world in stupidity. Good job. Yeah. I have a lot more to say about it, but I just don't want to today. I want to see how this all plays out because it could get either it's going to be a non-event or it could be one of the worst events ever. And that's what I'm more worried about is, what happens if you provoke the Marines? What happens if the Marines are provoked and actually fire upon? Has anybody thought about the worst case scenario and just how bad it would be? Apparently not. And this is exactly why you do not put people in charge that have no experience and no idea what they're doing. This is exactly why. Because people die. When you put inexperience in the office, people die. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to see it. But don't go anywhere. We got more Dray Way to come. Stay right there. Young people are so smart. Young people have figured it out that real estate today is a scam. It's such a scam. Yeah, but pay $400,000 for this house. Oh, by the way, yeah, pay the HOA fees, the taxes, the insurance. Oh, yeah. And you'll get rich. That's how you get rich. You buy a liability and pay tons of money for it, and you get rich. No. No. Just because some people in California and Florida did well over the last 40 years in real estate doesn't mean that's what's going to happen from this point forward. As a matter of fact, real estate is going to be a horrifically bad investment in $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 houses. Do I think houses $100,000 and less are going to do well? Oh yeah, I do. Because I think a lot of people are going to figure out, especially young people are figuring out, I don't need 2,500 square feet, 3,000 square feet. I don't need a $600,000 house. I don't want one. I don't want to live strapped down to a house like that. And young people have figured out real quickly the stock market. And in increasing numbers, guess where they're putting their money? In the stock market. Yeah, they have figured out real quickly that they don't need 3,000 square feet. Who does? Who needs 3,000 square feet? You don't. You can live in much, much less. And what's happening in real estate over the next few years is going to be devastating. And young people know this. Young people are smart. Young people are like, hey, wait a minute. I'm watching all these companies start to let people off, and it's just the beginning. Because over the next few years, millions of you are losing your jobs. Yeah, your jobs are going away because AI can do it. They don't need you. Yeah. And now, are a lot of companies going to sprout off of AI? Sure. But where are you going to pick up 40, 50, 60 million jobs over the next 5 years? You could lose 40, 50, or 60 million jobs over the next 5 years. Where are those jobs going to be picked up at? And are all those people that have those jobs have mortgages? A lot of them. And how are they going to pay their mortgage with no job? But young people have figured it out. And it's so true. For people that bought a house in 2023, 2024, 2025, you're in trouble. Because your home values are going down. Yeah, your home value, and they're going to continue to go down. But you know what's going to continue to go up? The stock market. It always does. It always does. And business is going to continue to do well, no matter what. Now, are some companies going to fail? Absolutely. I wouldn't be invested in any restaurant or department store, that's for sure. Department stores? Can you imagine what it's going to be like 10, 15 years from now? Can you imagine what it's going to be like? I'm going to tell you what it's going to be like. It's going to be the year 2035, and you're going to be sitting there going, I know you guys aren't going to believe this. You guys are young. You guys are young. You're only 10 years old. But I want to tell you what we used to do back in the day. Yeah, back 10, 15 years ago, we used to get in the car, drive to this big building, and park in the parking lot, and then walk to the big building and shop for our clothes. Yeah, we used to go inside there, walk all around looking for our size, looking for stuff that fit us and everything else. We even used to try them on inside the store. Yeah. And then you would buy the stuff, but go back to your car, go back home. I know. How crazy is that? Yep, we used to do that to buy clothes, for example. Yeah. Big store, walk all over the place looking for stuff. Yeah, it was crazy back then. It was crazy. And that's exactly what you're going to sound like. Because do you think in 10, 15 years, people are going to be going to stores to shop for clothes? Is that what you think is going to happen? Yeah, no, that's no. It's going to go the way of the shopping mall. Remember how malls and how convenient they were and how wonderful they were, and now, I don't know about you, but you go to about any mall USA and they're empty. They're empty. Yeah, who wants to walk around a big, large mall when I can never leave the house? Click, click, click. The stuff is be here tomorrow. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I just gave you a glimpse to 2035. Don't go anywhere. I have a final thought. My final thought is this: get your stash account. You know, I talk about this every once in a while. I talk about it because the market is the place to be. The stock market is the place to be for the next 5, 10, 20 years. It's not real estate. Real estate is not where you want to be. Real estate is not where money is going to be made. Money is going to be made in the market. And you got to get started. And you can get started with a simple stash account. And stashes, if you use my link, I'll post it here. Use my stash link, and they're going to give you $30 just for using my link. So you can start your account with $10, and Stash is going to give you $30 just for using my link. And we're going to get to talk about all the stocks that I absolutely love. Like, I love Block. Block has done consistently well for me. Costco has done consistently well for me. DoorDash, consistent. And oh my gosh, my stock of the year so far has been Netflix. I've owned Netflix now for about 6 years, and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher. And I expect it just to keep doing the same thing because Netflix now is ingrained in us. Netflix is all about staying at home, which I think more and more young people are like, I can go out and spend $100, or I can stay home and save that $100 and put it towards something else. Young people are looking for value now, and Netflix is value. The stock market is value. What's not value is buying a home, putting 20% down, paying the taxes, paying the upkeep, paying the HOA, paying. That's all you do with a house is pay. And I know there's lots of you out there going, well, I did well 30 years. I don't care. That was 30 years ago. It's not today. And houses in 2022 hit an all-time high. When will we see another all-time high? Decades. It could be 15, 20 years at least. Maybe more. Because I don't know who's going to come in these houses. Who's going to buy all these houses that there are? You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but the generations behind us are small. People aren't having babies. So who's going to be buying these houses? Especially when we're kicking people out of the country. Who's buying these houses? Somebody let me know, because I don't know who's buying them. I have no idea. Because the Generation X and boomers and all those stuff, yeah, we were there were 70 plus million of us. The people, the groups coming behind us, they're small. So tell me, somebody educate me. Who's going to be buying these houses? Who? 10, 20 years from now? Who's buying them? Because there just aren't that many. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for stopping by. There's a new Dray Way each and every day. We're rarely inside. We're almost never inside, but I can't stand the leaf blowers. I can't take them. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the show each and every day. There is a new show each and every day. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow on the Dray Way.